folks. This is SharonRolph again with EffortlessVitality.org. And I want to remind you to like and share and subscribe because you might like following me. I love helping people think. Now, maybe that's not your favorite thing, but I think we all can grow together. So today, my topic is 20 things you love. That sounds kind of nice, right? It's a joy reconnection exercise. And I want to help you rediscover what lights you up. Let's go on a hunting expedition here and see what lights you up so you can live your third act with effortless vitality. So I want you to use this session as a guide to remembering. It's good to reflect and remember. At least I think so. I think we got a lot of growth and wisdom out of reflection, and I don't think we do nearly enough of it. So let me help you. This isn't a test, it's a remembering. Okay, remember that? You've spent decades showing up for everyone else. This is your moment to reconnect with you. Yeah, you. So I want you to have a piece of paper. I've got 5 exercises here for you to do, and I think you'll feel good about this when you do it. And don't overthink it. You know, if you're like me, you overthink. And I want you to go with your first instinct. Joy doesn't need permission. It can actually bubble up inside of you in your heart. So, and then um, I have some questions about some gray boxes. I forget. Oh, and type whatever comes into your heart. And even if it makes you cry a little, because things that really matter to us often does make us cry in a good way. Did you know that? Did you know that? Okay, so the first 10 things, part 1, is things that make you feel alive. And in this case, remember back to your childhood, maybe, or college. I think before you got busy with life, what did you do that where you lost track of time doing? Now, in my example would be I lost track of time sewing in freshman and college, freshman and sophomore college days. Um, I, well, actually high school, I guess it was. Had learned to sew, and you start with sewing things that are straight lines, like pot holders and aprons and stuff like that. And eventually we tried making an easy blouse. And then we made harder things, like putting in a sleeves in a blouse and all that kind of thing. So I realized that I would lose track of time when I was sewing. What was it for you? Maybe painting a picture or reading or researching. I could still kind of lose time sometimes with researching, but it always made you feel alive. In other words, it made you feel good about yourself and that your creativity or whatever was happening, it was it made you feel good. I like a test would be, did you forget to eat? Or did you forget to sleep? Or yeah, I almost lost track of time eating because but I had eat with along with the family, sometimes reluctantly. All right. Number 2 to things you love is, what 5 things do you secretly miss? 5 things we want you to list that what did you stop doing that wasn't productive by maybe somebody else's measurement, or maybe they said it wasn't useful. You can't get a job doing that. Remember those messages? But it still calls to you. I think a good thing that might easily come up for in this regard is maybe playing an instrument or singing or writing music, perhaps. Um, but what did you stop doing because it wasn't productive or useful? And how many times have our parents told us, can you find a job doing that? You can't make money doing that. Well, if it touches your heart, it makes you live longer. So this might kind of be a deep thing, and if you were told to stop doing it, probably really disappointed you and made you sad. Well, we want you to reflect on that message has evolved, and more people are doing more amazing things that aren't like everybody else was doing. In fact, I read a book by Napoleon Hill was all about doing our own thinking, our own um, stuff that we feel like we're operating at our best when we do what's right and matters to us. Okay, part 3 now is list 5 things you've always dreamed of trying. And that comes up with the idea of curiosity. You're curious about something. Lately, this last year or so, I've been curious about where do birds sleep when they're not flying around or when it's raining? I haven't found the answer to that yet, but I've been someday maybe I'll try to figure that out. So whether you're 7 or 77, what have you thought about trying and it still makes your heart skip? Well, figuring out where birds sleep doesn't make my heart skip, but I do like to whistle at the crows when I go on my walk. But 5 things you've always dreamed of trying. Now, your curiosity is sacred. It's your soul tugging at what's possible. I have and honoring your desires gives you emotional energy. And I'm starting to hear of a number of people that are specializing in teaching us around our energy. And I'm quite fascinated with that because there's a few things in life that you would do whether you got paid to do it or not, right? So what have you always been curious about but never gave yourself permission to explore? All right, that's your third assignment. And then, oh, I lost my page. So the last thing is now, what now? Um, if this has stirred something within you, uh, something that woke you up, that's good. Your spark is real. I like to tell people I can define your spark, or I also like to say your soul. I can help you define your soul. If you're willing to be transformed or awakened, it's kind of, yeah. So I have post lots of things on my Facebook and LinkedIn um, profiles that help you think and grow and inspire and encourage you. And you might want to share your list of what came up as a result of this event that we're doing today. And I will have in the notes following this video some ways that you can contact me, but SharonRolph.com is one of the ways. Um, my business name, both SharonRolph.com and EffortlessVitality.org go to the same location, at least at this point in time. And in the show notes, you'll see a ways to contact me and more resources. Maybe you're ready to get going and you don't want to wait for the sun to come up. That I am eager to help you stretch and grow and continue your contribution to this world and love you in the process. I have really been growing on how to love people more. And it starts with loving myself more. So let's do this together. And I appreciate you following along with me. This is a good thing. All right. Thanks for watching.